again, team meeting started off the Kahoot. First few questions are for us to get to know you guys, and for you guys to kind of get to know each other, and we'll get into what our goals are. You guys have all done Kahoot. I mean, most of you have been in my classes or other stuff like that. So, oh, it's not set up, brilliant. That's right, we can set it up later. Okay, so game pin. We'll do classic. Yes. Well, alright, you're logged in. Just go with your normal name. If you put B, you look like a goofball. Speak up. Yeah, so I gotta get my smartboard fixed, it looks like. Look at that. Hey, did you listen to my speech about what you should be eating and shouldn't be eating? Oh, that's a good cover. That's a good cover. That's a great cover. Alright, 20, who's not in? Alright, we're good. Okay, so our first question, alright, do you play FIFA on a regular basis? If you do, yes, and if you don't, you just very rarely, then that would be a no. What if we used to a lot? If you used to a lot, that's a yes. You play FIFA a lot, then do it. Okay, so real quick, it looks like we have over half the team that plays on a pretty regular basis. Now, why do you guys think I want to know whether you play FIFA or not?
FIFA tournament strategy.
Okay, FIFA tournament could be what?
Strategy.
Strategy. What? It tells us that you can do what? When we as coaches give you information, you can do what with it? You can process it and you know tactically what we're trying to do with you guys. Okay? So, as of right now, 13 of you for the most part know what's going on, and then obviously 8 of you, you play soccer most of your life, so you have a general understanding. But this gives us an idea of what else we can do with it, and we can have some fun and play some FIFA tournaments, right? Yeah, you want to get me some small words out? Thank you. Alright, 2, do you watch soccer regularly? And if so, what league do you watch? Or do you not watch at all? Okay. If so, what league? I mean, if you're watching YouTube of a certain league or something like that, I guess that would count a little bit. Alright, so it looks like we have 3 people that don't watch any soccer. Most of you guys hate the MLS. Fair enough, right? Some of us watch Spanish soccer, okay, La Liga, and some of us watch EPL. Was there anybody here that actually, like, if I put Bundesliga, German soccer on here, would have chosen that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You would have chosen Bundesliga over La Liga?
I watched.
Yeah?
I watched NHL that when he played for Liberty.
Except for now he's not there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'd be over it, right? You wouldn't be watching anyways. Alright, so if we're thinking about this from a team perspective, what does this tell us right now? What does this tell us? If 3 people that don't watch soccer, what does it tell us about them?
They don't need to be on the team.
You think they don't need to be on the team, Captain?
I mean,
There's no names out there, right? No names, so no big deal. But what does it tell us about them?
they don't know a lot.
They might not know as much about soccer. Maybe they just don't enjoy watching it. Could that be one? What are some other ideas, Coach?
They might not have access to watch that.
Good. They might not have access, okay? Some of us here, maybe as we go home, we don't have access. We need to go to a friend's house, yada, yada, yada. Things like that happen. What else? And think of the complexity of this room. The diversity. We have a lot of different groups, right? Okay, some of us, like Coach said, might not have access. All right, let's get into this point. English versus Spanish. Why is it fairly even?
Too many because it's the
Two what?
main sport in the world.
2 most popular leagues, right? Probably. Okay.
Yeah.
2 most popular teams? Barcelona, Real. Most popular teams?
Chelsea.
There's a lot, right? Okay, a lot more to choose from. Okay? A lot more to choose from. So, now as coaches, when we make references to players, when we put stuff up tactically, and we show you things, we show you some clips, this is good. This gives us an idea that, most of you guys know what's going on, and we're going to be able to relate things. things to get things to you guys. Okay, sound good? All right, 3. What's your favorite position? Favorite doesn't mean that you have to play it. What's your favorite position? It doesn't mean you have to play it, but what's your favorite position?
You should have put goalie.
You did play forward. You got forward in a varsity game, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, good
Also, I got
times.
scored.
All right, looks like we have one person that enjoys goalie. So was that you or you?
I enjoy goalie.
You think you're a forward though, right?
You wanna play now, Charles?
We have 2 people whose favorite positions are defender. Coach.
I'm not surprised. Everyone
Who
here
are
likes
they?
the Liga.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Everyone likes the Liga. They just take off, right? A lot of midfielders here. All right, all right. We're gonna have a very possession-oriented team.
Unfortunate.
Oh boy. All right, at least we got some goal scorers here, so life's good. All right. So if you look at the complexity of this room, obviously we don't have very many guys that like to defend. But if we think about our team this year and the way I've already kind of preemptively through preseason set you up, what are we going to be doing a lot of? Defending. Okay? So that means we need you guys to maybe broaden yourselves in what your favorite thing is now and hopefully turn it to defending a little bit. But 11 midfielders and forwards, we're going to need goals and we're going to need to keep the ball. So that's a bonus, okay? That's a bonus. Coach and I are going to do a lot in teaching you guys how to defend as a collective group. Let's see what else we got. All right, 4. How do you like to be coached? I got a couple examples here. So, do you like to be yelled to, maybe across the field? Do you like to sit one-on-one with us? Do you like it from other players, maybe your peers, your friends, like them to help you? Or do you like diagrams and videos? Okay, what's your favorite one? I know some of you might like multiple, but what's your favorite one? Okay, what's your favorite one? You got 4 seconds. Some of you need to tag in. One person can get in, no big deal. It looks like we have some that like to be yelled to across the field. Okay, so that's fine, that's good. Some of us are better at yelling than others. I can do a mix of both, right? Depends what we need. Looks like a lot of us like to sit one-on-one, so when I pull you and Coach and I grab you and we talk about things, and then I'm like, all right, grab a drink, and then I'll put you right back in, right? So it looks like most of us are on that page. From other players, looks like a couple of you like that. So those of you who do like that, awesome. And those of you who know that there are players here that like that, maybe you can start to work towards being a quality teammate and help your teammates out. Okay? Recognize that there's people in this room that like it when you tell them what to do and give them a little help. Okay? And then lastly, diagrams, videos, we'll do a lot of that, right? We'll break down a ton of stuff in here in the film room. We'll probably, when school starts, I'll probably have you guys here for 10 minutes from 8 to 8:10 every morning. And I already have topics that I want to go through. Okay? Because remember I said I'm going to dump a ton of information on you guys, and then I'm going to build you with that information as we go. Okay? Here's playing in competitive soccer. That would be like club soccer. Okay, how many years have you played like club soccer? 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, 8 or more. Oh yeah, it's right. Okay, so we start from the beginning. It looks like we have some novices. We have a couple that have only played a couple of years or haven't played at all. Some of us probably, maybe financially, that plays in there. Okay, maybe some of us just moved into the area or country, etc. 3 to 5, which is fairly typical for kids your age. If you think about like a 14-year-old, some of us are 14, 15, etc. 3 to 5, you played 5 years, you're starting at like 9, 10. Okay, so that's a decent range. 6 to 8, we only have a couple, and 8 or more, we have a few that started probably, those are our like 18-year-olds in the room. Okay, started back when they're 9, 10 years old. Alright? So, vast group, but if you think of the ages that we have in here, that follows very much so along the path. Okay, so that says everyone's got some sort of background in terms of club, which is good. Varsity years of experience. Okay, tell you whether you've been around me or maybe played in another program.
Did you put no.
Did you click the wrong one?
No, my phone shot.
Got you. Alright. So we have no one at 4. Caleb, you should have been at 4.
I
Pushed the wrong button.
because my phone was closed.
You should have been at 4.
Yeah, I should have.
Cheppy.
I should have.
You should have. But then you
I
did
picked the
the.
wrong one.
You clicked the wrong one too. So yeah, we technically we have 2 that should be.
I thought the 4 was fit.
That happens. A lot of first-year players. Okay, 13 first-year players. Now I've already kind of mentioned this on the field. We have a lot of new guys that are coming in. So the learning curve is going to be very, very steep, and that's why Coach and I have sat down. We've come up with topics that we want to introduce to you, and then we want to introduce them as the season progresses. So by the end of the season, we're a well-oiled machine. We're ready to go. But the cool thing about 13 new players is it means you're a blank slate. Okay, you don't really have bad habits yet. You don't really, hopefully, think that you're better than you are. So that's good from a molding of a coach's perspective, right?
100%.
Okay, but 2 and 3 years, that gives us some leadership, so that's good. At least we have 8 guys that have kind of been here before and know what's going on a little bit. All right, what else we got? So 7, what are your realistic future soccer goals? Okay, what do you want to do with soccer? Do you just want to have a quality high school career? Do you maybe want to be a coach? If you notice, we have some former coaches that are on staff, or players that are coaches now on staff. Do you want to play in college, or do you want to try to play professionally at some level? Okay, well, what do you think? Well, it looks like we got a lot of professionals here. Okay, so that's your realistic goal is that you're going to be a professional. We have some people that want to play in college. We have some that just want to have a quality high school career. No one here wants to coach because coaches suck. We have a coach. That's right. That's right. The camera is he's your coach. That's right. Forgot. That's my boy, Jake. Love it. So obviously, you need to recognize where some people are coming from. Whether they're going to be more driven to push themselves a little bit harder might be dependent upon what their realistic goals are for the future. If you look at those numbers and you think about that, go from there. All right, let's keep going. Now we need to look at some of our preseason goals. So we're in preseason right now, and that's before our first game. So what do you think? Should we get healthy, maybe get fit, win game 1, or just work on growing as a team? And that's before next Thursday. Okay, that's everything before next Thursday, and including next Thursday. Okay, so what is our realistic goal as a group, we think? Those of you who haven't clicked, you should probably click in. Alright, so a couple of us, obviously, they feel they need to get healthy, so we have some injuries in here. Some of us feel we need to get fit because, oh boy, right? Some of us want to win game 1, fair enough. And then some of us want to grow as a team. From a coaching staff perspective, which one do we want?
3 of the 4. I'm really focused on getting healthy, getting fit, and growing as a team, so.
So everyone,
Not win game
that's
1.
right. We would like to always win every game, but what's a realistic goal? Grow as a team, probably, right? Okay. So if when we go around later and we go through these preseason before game 1, let's focus on grow as a team. Okay, and what are our steps to do that? And we'll do that in a little bit. Okay. So number 2, what's our realistic mid-season goal? So after game 8, what do we think? Should we win every game? Should we post more shutouts than not? Should we go about 500? That's we win 4, maybe tie a couple, lose a couple, or should we improve as a group? What do you think is fair? After we've already had our preseason goal, now what are we going to move into for our mid-season goal?
Okay.
Oh, I see where this is trending, Coach.
Love it.
I do too. This is good. Some of us want to win every game. Coach and I love to win every game. It tells everyone else they got to come after us. I mean, the last 7 years, I think we count on 2 hands the number of losses we've had in the last 7 years. We haven't had very many. But obviously, if you look at our group, things have changed a lot. Okay, a lot of new faces. So winning every game might not be in the cards. It might be. We'll see what we do. Posting shutouts, probably a goalkeeper might have chose that, maybe a defender. Go 500, that's fair. I think we might do better or worse, we'll see. But I love the improve as a team. Okay? We keep improving, that's good, because then we can get to an end of the season goal. Let's see what we got for end of the season. Realistic end of the year goal. Undefeated. Conference title. Reminder, we've won 7 in a row. Go 500, or do we want to peak for postseason?
Seconds. 5 seconds.
Should you lock in? Okay, it looks like no one thinks we're going undefeated. Fair enough, and no one really believes in the 500 mark.